So today we have left Orlando and we have headed west to Tampa, and we are here in Busch Gardens. It's a theme park that I have never been to before. You've been to it a long time ago.
Yeah, literally for a couple of hours because the weather was so bad, so I don't remember anything about it. It's all new to me.
Yeah, so I'm very excited. We've got a full day here of rides, of eating, of seeing the animals, because Busch Gardens has some very intense coasters and has some great animal attractions as well. And those things together, like why we've not been here sooner, I don't know. But we got into the park just after 11, having got the free shuttle transfer from Orlando. That was booked through Mia's, and it was part of the package, so it doesn't cost anything. Very easy to get. We got in at 11, and as we were walking past Iron Gwazi, it showed 10 minutes wait. So before we'd even got anything set up, we've just gone and had a ride. Wow.
It's woke us up.
It definitely has woke us up. And I'm glad that we hadn't eaten by that point. So, but we will go on it again later. And the great thing about Busch Gardens is, provided you have the right equipment, so either a chest strap or a wrist strap, you can film on the rides on those coasters. So we'll bring you along and show you just how extreme some of these coasters are. But if that Iron Gwazi is anything to go by, wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a stiff drink.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
So we are now making our way towards the back of the park. We are going to get something to eat before it gets to 12 o'clock for lunchtime. But yeah, come along. Busch Gardens Tampa, our first visit. How does the kookaburra go? Very good. Right, so we're going to get some food from Zambia's Smokehouse, which is towards the back of the park. I'm looking forward to a bit of brisket or something. Yeah. Something meaty and smoky?
I don't think I've eaten food from Zimbabwe before.
How are you feeling?
I was not expecting to have so much food from the first place that we went.
Welcome to America.
It looked very good tonight.
So Dave, you got the pulled pork sandwich with barbecue sauce. Comes with fries and beans on the side. You then got a vanilla pudding.
Yeah, which I've just realised I'm going to have to eat with a fork.
Oh, we can go and get a spoon.
No, it's alright.
And a drink. I've got the beef brisket, which was being carved in front of us. It comes with a nice thick slice of toast. Look at that.
Texas toast, it was called.
Oh, there we go. And also with chips and beans. I went for a s'mores cheesecake and a Diet Coke. Now you might be thinking, boys, that's a lot of food you guys have got there. And imagine if I told you we can get all of this, or from different restaurants, the same quantity I think, every 90 minutes whilst we're here today.
I know, I thought that we would be at a restaurant every 90 minutes, but if we get this much food every 90 minutes, I don't think we will.
No. So later in the video, I will tell you about all the prices and all the savings, because you know that I hunted around, I got the best prices on everything we've got today, including the quick queue and limit of pass that we've got for the day. That means we can skip a lot of the queuing for the day, as well as the all-day dining package that we've got, which means that every 90 minutes we can go to select restaurants and quick serve places here at Busch Gardens, and we can get an entree and either a side or a dessert, as well as a fountain drink. So all about food every 90 minutes.
This barbecue pulled pork, look at the amount of pulled pork in there. That is like, it's all like, it's so thick, it's so deep, full of pulled pork. It looks incredible. So I don't know how I'm going to eat it properly, but I'm going to give it a good go. That's some good pulled pork.
Is it?
And I know all about pulled pork.
So as with most places these days, Busch Gardens does have its own app. And when you come into the app, it will tell you the park schedule for the day. So the park today closes at 6. And then clicking on the schedule will bring up everything that's happening throughout the day. So we could go now and do a story time at Sesame Street Safari of Fun, but we're not going to. And then there's live music throughout the day, there's some shows, and then there's also keeper talks with alligators, and more keeper talks later, and all hippos as well. So there's lots of stuff going on throughout the day if you're not so interested in the coasters, although I imagine if you come here, the coasters are going to be high on your list probably. And then going across to My Visit, you can then buy additional bits to enhance your day. And then finally you've got a map You've got 11 different zones or lands or themed areas. We've got Egypt, we came in at Morocco right at the front, we've walked around this side and we're now in Stanleyville. Carrying on background, you've got some more, you've got Jungala, you've got the Congo, and then you can see on this side, but over half of it is the Serengeti Plains with all of the animals that we'll be seeing later on. So lots going on, lots of coasters. Haven't really got time just to sit here, so should probably make a move.
Let's go.
So there are parts of it here that do have that kind of Animal Kingdom feel to them, don't they? Because you'll be walking from ride to ride in different land, and then you've got these animal areas, all the different animal habitats.
I imagine that Disney have almost like tried to copy Busch Gardens.
Yes, because this was here long before.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's unfortunate. As I was just saying, but some of the rides here are currently closed to annual maintenance, and Kumba is one of them. So Kumba, this big coaster at the back of the park, which includes a 3-second weightlessness fall. But unfortunately, we won't be doing that one today. Does that mean we have to book a return visit? And you can just see up here, you've got the Skyline. Well, it's not called a Skyliner here, it's Skyliner Light. Yeah, we've got the cable cars running. The cable cars is an additional $5 to ride. It's not included in your price. It's one of the few things I think you do have to pay for if you want to do it. Will we do it? I'm not sure we bother this time when you consider how much we've already got to do. But we'll see. So we're going to carry on around. We're now going through Pantopia towards Falcon's Fury to see if that's running today. So that is the drop tower here. It's Falcon's Fury. It has quite a unique design in that you go up and then the chairs pivot back, so you are literally facing downwards parallel with the ground before it drops you down. We've also over here got Phoenix Rising. That opened just last year. We're going to do that one as well in a minute. That's a suspended coaster, so you've got the tracks above the ride with you sitting underneath on the hanging bits.
It's Nemesis at Triton Manor, like?
I think so, yeah.
Triton Manor, all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, should we walk around and see if Falcon's Fury is open?
Or at least see what the sign is.
Yeah, so fortunately Falcon's Fury is down right now, but it has been going up and down, so maybe it will open later. If it does, we'll get you on that one.
Yeah.
So let's go back to Phoenix Rising, because we can see that's running ahead of us. It's not too extreme, a nice one to get started with. Oh my goodness! I'd say that is more of a family style coaster, but definitely not, it's kind of a level up from like Barnstormer or the Hippogriff one in Universal.
Oh yeah, definitely a step up from that.
But yeah, good fun, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and me, and my phone's still here. Yeah. I did spend the whole time worrying about my phone on there.
Yeah.
During your ride, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, and legs down and inside the train, with your head back against the headrest. Hold the comfort collar up prior to sitting. Once seated, hold the lap bar down and secure it firmly. During your ride, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, and legs down and inside the train.
There we go, then we've conquered Tigres. I should apologise now for any bad language in that recording.
That was a brilliant ride.
It was a very, very good coaster. We obviously queued for row 1. The wait time was 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And row 1 was more popular, so we waited a little bit longer.
Maybe 10.
Yeah. But yeah, a very good ride where you go obviously forwards and back, and at the top, that very slow corkscrew. Oh.
We made the right call by waiting for a little bit, I think, after the meal to go on it.
Yes. So now we're taking a little break from any more coasters as we walk around to Nairobi to go and get on our Serengeti Safari. So this was a paid extra, which takes us out onto the plains, onto the Serengeti, getting up close with the animals, and hopefully a chance to feed some. So very much looking forward to this. As much as I love the coasters, just love the animals too.
Yeah.
Overall, it's definitely a low park day, as low guest numbers. Would you agree?
Yeah, well, we've got nothing to compare it to really, but it's a weekday in January. I'm not sure you can probably get much lower than this, but that to me is a big selling point to come back at this time of year again.
Yes. And I think that the low times, as well as the quick queue, which we've only used once so far for Phoenix Rising, but all of those things means that we should get as much done today as we possibly can without being able to do those few rides that are closed for maintenance, obviously.
Just something to think of though with coming in January is obviously some of the rides are not open, so if that is important to you that everything is open, then yeah, maybe do some research before you do look into that and see how it's going to look for you.
And some of these coasters are so tall, they definitely will be affected by bad weather. So if it's wet or windy, again, you might find some coasters are closed.
For me, it's a price that's worth paying. I'd rather have a quieter park and maybe miss out on a ride or two. So, yeah, just something to bear in mind, really.
I don't know what the temperature is now, but it's actually really nice walking around. It's nice to be in a theme park and not feel like you're just sweltering with all the concrete as well.
Yeah, it's 21 degrees according to my phone. Yeah, so it's actually like a perfect temperature.
Yeah, there's plenty of shade naturally as you're walking around as well. There's quite a lot of taller buildings and trees, so it's not like you're just exposed to the sun the whole time. If we were here in the summer, I would still be wearing a factor 50, of course.
Yeah, and there hasn't been like loads of fans or anything around the park. I don't know whether they maybe put them away for the winter, but bring your own fan if you're here in the summer.
Yeah. So somewhere we might come back to later if we have the time is the Animal Care Centre. So you can see the vets and the medical and the care staff here taking care of the animals throughout the day. Free to visit. And inside there's monitors that will tell you what's going on each day. But we're going out onto the Serengeti. Serengeti. So I think this is where we need to come and check in for our tour. Or we can get tour outfits, look, Dave.
They're only $60.
Oh. Pockets for your snacks. Yeah. Oh, and here comes the train.
Now we will be cruising today at a speedy 5 miles an hour on what we call our Serengeti belt. You'll hear me use the word belt a lot this trip, and that is just a Dutch word for field. As I said, we'll see approximately 15 different animal species, as well as hopefully some giraffes we're able to feed. Now we are passing under 2 attractions here. The first is the sky ride, that is the buckets you see right above us. One of our older attractions, been here for about 30 years. And then we have Cheetah Hunt. It'll cruise at about 65 miles an hour, has about a mile of track length. Now these metal grates we have been passing over, we're going to pass over quite a few today. These are what's called cattle gaps or cattle guards. And that just keeps the animals in their separate environments. Now over here on our driver's side, you will see the rarest animal we have here on the belt. And that is an antelope species by the name of Caden-Elkins. Jody is a very special rhino. She is 35 years old. One of the oldest black rhinos in all of North America.
She looks like a gelatin.
Yeah.
Now our zebra, they are actually more closely related to donkeys and mules as they are horses, and they have very distinct stripes that I know we're all familiar with. Now, as we saw earlier, they can jump up to 10 feet high. As well as that, you'll see some smaller trees back there with some animals flying under them. Those are the ringed Ornithopsin waterbuck. And we do have some white rhinos back behind those train tracks. Any other questions, y'all? All good. Now we're about to start our feature presentation of this tour, our giraffe feeding. I have a few very important rules before we begin. Number one, please do not touch our animals. No petting or grabbing. As well as that, when you feed the giraffes the lettuce, hold up your hands as high as you can and let them grab the lettuce with their tongues. Cooler. This right here is Ruby walking up toward us. I think the lettuce back here.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm going to demonstrate how we feed our giraffes. Excuse me, sorry. So, you're going to hold up the lettuce nice and high like that. And this one grab it. So since, actually no, Angel might walk up. Okay. So we'll just do like a line on both sides. So I'll hand everyone a piece of lettuce.
I'm from it.
I'm going to try to try to get to the back a little bit easier so we can feed Angel. Here you go. Did y'all get one? Yeah. Oh, my bad. Also, don't be afraid to feed Angel back here.
Thank you.
She won't exactly move from that spot like Ruby will, but... No, we don't feed the zebras. So is it you? Okay, perfect. I know she's a little bit younger. I can't remember on the exact years. If you two want to come on up for a group photo?
Let's go for the hat. Oh god.
Oh, please thanks so much. All right.
Yes, please, thank you.
Goodbye to Ruby and Angel. All right, make sure we're hanging on. And everyone watch your heads. All right, everyone to the sides. Perfect.
So that was the Serengeti Safari. It was a full 30 minutes, seeing lots of animals as you will have seen, and then stopping to feed the giraffe, which was incredible.
Oh my god, it was amazing. We spent so much more time with the giraffes than I thought we were going to.
Yeah, a really, really good experience, a really good interaction. Obviously, like, with the animals, they are free to move around, so it's not guaranteed, but given that they know you're going with the food, I would expect you're always going to have some animals there.
Yeah, the lettuce come out and there were 2 giraffes that were like straight over, so...
Yeah, but yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. And I will tell you the price and all of that later, but from memory, I think that this was a cheaper experience than the elephant encounter we did in Animal Kingdom. And whilst I really enjoyed that, this topped it for me.
Oh my god, this was way better than that. I enjoyed the elephants, but you were at a distance and you didn't get to like interact with the elephants. I know they're animals, so they could kind of, it's getting that balance right, isn't it? But just feeding the giraffes, they're happy to take the food.
Yeah.
So.
The only critique, the only negative thing I'd say is that the truck bed where we were stood got very crowded. So including our tour guide and the photographer, there were 20 people in that space, which meant when you had giraffes around, it was actually quite hard to move around and to be able to kind of get out of the way to let other people get near. And some people just weren't moving for anyone, so yeah.
I would rather pay a little bit more and have the numbers reduced, so you just get a bit more of a personal experience and not trying to work around everyone.
Yeah, but it was fantastic. So if you are coming to Busch Gardens and you're thinking about it, and if you like animals, I think that's a must.
So do I.
So, right, we're now going to go and get our next meal of the day. Just in time to then go do some more coasters. And I've seen a few coasters we want to do. So there's the Cheetah Run and there's the Serengeti Flyer. And what time is it now? We're at 2:40, so we best get a move on. We need
to go quick.
The time is getting away from us. So we've just stopped for our second of the all-day dining meals. But this time we came to the Segura Cafe, which is in the Morocco area. The menu here is a lot more theme park fare like we would expect. So we both have gone for bacon cheeseburgers with fries. Dave went for a caramel cheesecake and I got a cookie, and we both got this luminous red drink, which I think's high C. So much more simple this time. The other options were chicken burgers, chicken tenders, but yeah, nothing too exotic or exciting. But hopefully still going to be some good burgers, and then we can get out there and get riding more coasters. Right, so food scoffed down. The burger was pretty good actually for a theme park burger. Nothing super special, would have not come out my way, but
Yeah, no, the actually the meat in the bag and the patty was of a good quality, I would have said.
Yeah.
Comparing it to other fast food restaurants like McDonald's or whatever, yeah, that was way better. And it had those amazing seasoned fries.
yeah, we both love the fries. We're really enjoying those.
Fries are really good. My cheesecake was nice, not as good as the previous pudding that I had actually, but I still really enjoyed it.
Wow, that was good. I really enjoyed that coaster. It's a very smooth coaster. It's not rickety at all. There were some good little bits of air in it, and I really enjoyed the accelerations. That first one caught us both off guard.
Yeah, really off guard. It was really good fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it a lot.
And I quite like that when you're up high, it felt like it was quite slow at points, so you get to really sort of look out and look around and see over the whole of the park and beyond. And then you come right down into those gullies and you're zigzagging through. Yeah, fantastic. Really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, top tip for you though, try and wear shorts or trousers, whatever, that have zips on the pockets, because we need our phone for the quick line, but you're not supposed to have any loose articles and you can't show your phone, so it doesn't quite add up. So like the whole time on the rides I'm like, my phone, is it like trying to like wedge it in there?
Yeah.
You enjoyed that, didn't you?
I got into it, to be fair, to start with, but I did not enjoy that ride. That is not my kind of ride at all. But once it got going, I was like, yeah, it's a ride.
I am just more unnerved by these rides as I get older. And I'd have been someone that was a bit more of an adrenaline junkie before, but
now we just like to stay at home and have a cup of tea.
Go to bed at 8 o'clock.
And watch The Crown. So here at Cobra's Curse, another coaster that's closed today. I don't know, I feel like I saw this going earlier. So maybe it's like had a technical problem and gone down. And then up ahead we've got Montu, which is also closed. So this whole area, we were just saying, there should be some barriers here that says, don't waste your time.
But there's a shop where you could spend some money, so they wouldn't want to do that.
There we go, that's... So I think all of the rides that are operating today and we wanted to do, we've been able to get done. We've been able to like see the animals a bit as we've walked around. We've not kind of gone into every animal enclosure. We've not done any of the shows, but we've managed to get quite a bit done now and it's 4:30. So we've got an hour and a half before we need to be back at our transport to head back to Orlando. So we are going to try and do a few re-rides, starting with Iron Gwazi.
Got to be
So
done.
the ride we did at the very start of the day. I'm not sure if I feel like more excited or more scared now that I know what's to come.
Yeah, sometimes it's not a good thing, is
Yeah,
it?
ignorance is bliss. So Iron Gwazi, the steepest, tallest and fastest coaster, re-tracked river and changed from a twin wooden coaster to now a single train metal rail. It's bloody fast. It is good fun though.
It's fast, it's rickety, and it's got some good drops in there.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to getting back on it.
And apparently at the minute it'll be a 15-minute wait for anyone, but we have got one quick queue on this included with our pass, so we'll be using that lane just to save a few minutes if we can. I'm nervous.
You should be nervous.
I really am.
Oh, elevator.
Once it gets going, it's fine.
Yeah. It's not that.
Yeah. I would just not pay attention to that.
Even though flying. Oh my god.
Oh, the slow.
Oh my god. That's definitely working very well. So at the very start of the day we did Iron Gwazi on row 11, so right towards the back, which really whips you around. However, doing it in row 1 and having nothing in front of you to stare at, when you're going back lift at the start and it's a very, very long way up and it's a very, very long lift.
Yeah, it definitely builds anticipation, to put it lightly.
Yeah, putting it lightly. But an amazing coaster. Such good fun.
I think maybe one of my favourite coasters I've ever been on, if not the favourite.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, it was obviously quite a different ride to Velocicoaster, which is a lot smoother and like tighter turns.
Yeah.
But for the drops and the amount of air time, like,
Yeah.
and the number of times you get air out of your seat, and it's like, oh, that kind of sinking stomach. Yeah. I think I've become a bit of a coaster fan, you know.
Maybe we have. Let us know what your favourite coaster is of anywhere in the world. I'm
Yeah.
interested.
Ideally in the UK so we can get to it.
Yeah, or Florida.
Yeah. The two places we seem to go now. Right, we have still got, what, about an hour before we have to get back to our transport. So I reckon we can get a re-ride, hopefully, provided it's not gone down, on Tigres and on Cheetah Hunt.
Well,
And
we
then-
better get moving.
And then maybe get a final meal.
I think we're going to be pushing it for time for that.
Let's see. Stay tuned. And this is purely good fortune, but we've definitely been blessed with good weather today. It did start off a little bit cloudy this morning and a bit cooler.
Yeah.
But then since kind of 1 o'clock, it's been nice blue skies. It's been a nice warm temperature, but it's not been too hot. And I can't emphasize enough when you're spending all day in a park, just how important that is, because otherwise you get very uncomfortable and it gets very sticky, and not in a good way. So we've not even stepped foot into this area, which is the Sesame Street land. Surprise, surprise.
We ain't wasting our time on that.
Yeah, we'll save that for next time. But that is full of obviously stuff for young children, which is good to have a balance, because obviously this park is very big coaster heavy.
Yeah. If you're coming as a family, I suppose you don't want to go on those coasters.
Yeah. So that was Tigres. That time we were towards the back on like row 7, I think.
Yeah, it was interesting actually. You did get a different perspective by seeing the other
Cars in front, yeah.
Yeah, cars in front, like, because when you go back up, like, it's like twists,
Yeah.
doesn't it? And you can see that.
Yeah. Right, now how do we get from here? Because stuff's blocked off. We might have to go round, yeah. So, this is the problem with some of the works that they're doing, is there's some paths that are blocked off. So then you're having to double back on yourself and wander around, but oh well, all of these steps are good to, you know, try and balance out that all day dining.
Yeah, all the food that we've eaten, not just today.
No. But yeah, I do enjoy that ride actually, and I enjoyed it as much the second time. If anything, a little bit more, because I didn't feel quite so nervous on it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it probably equally both times.
Yeah. So now we want to get around to the other side of the park to be able to do Cheetah Hunt one last time. So we have managed to squeeze every ride in that was open, and we are now heading out of the park back to our transport. So Dave was right, and I can admit that. There was no third meal of a day for us.
No, and we're also very close to the time end in general.
Yeah, so our coach driver did say it's $100 for an Uber back to Orlando from Tampa, so just bear that in mind if you are also getting the transport, or maybe you want to take an Uber. We won't be.
You'll be paying.
So we're gonna get back to the coach, get back to our hotel, and then we'll wrap up with costs, prices, discounts, savings, and our full review of Busch Gardens Tampa. But I think it's fair to say it's been another good day.
We have had a good day.
Right, to the coach.
Yeah.
So after the drive back, we are now back at the hotel. That drive back felt long, but it's because you've been in the park all day, it's dark, and literally at the last few minutes I started to drop off to have a little nap, and then you were like poking me going, we're here.
We've just passed our hotel and given you a heads up.
Yeah, but I would say the transport, both going there and coming back, was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And even better when you factor in the fact it was free. It didn't cost anything.
Yeah, and the coach was much more comfortable actually than the coach we went to
Kennedy Space
Kennedy
Centre.
Space Centre
Yes.
on the other day.
Yeah. So just to wrap up bits from today. So first of all, tickets and pricing and all of those details. So all of the tickets and all of the add-ons that we had today were purchased direct from Busch Gardens. So first of all, I booked our tickets for the park. So the tickets for the park were full price and they were around $100 each for the day. But there was an offer on at the point I booked them, which is why I did book them, which gave us free all-day dining.
Yeah.
So all the food and drink that we've had in the park today cost us $0.
Yeah, I've literally not spent anything.
Yeah. And it was good quality food. I think the I can't remember if I saw how much the all-day dining was. $40 perhaps? I think maybe.
Oh, I didn't
So-
pay much attention. I just knew we had it, so I was happy.
Yeah. So if you factor that in and think, okay, well that was a complete freebie, having paid for the tickets, that was good. So buying that at the point that offer was on saved us a lot of money. Then, nearer to the time, during the Black Friday sales, Busch Garden were offering half price on their attractions and their quick queue tickets. So we got the quick queue unlimited, which gives you unlimited queue, quick fast pass type rides on all rides, apart from Iron Gwazi and I think Serengeti Flyer, where you get one use of a quick queue as well. So that would normally be $40 per person, but we got it for $20 per person. And then we also purchased the Serengeti Safari, where we got to go out on that truck and see all the animals and feed the giraffes, and that would have been again $40 and was actually $20. Now the quick queue passes we had today didn't save us a lot of time because the park was very quiet, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like, the quick queue things, hindsight is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Because if you said to us now, do you want to buy it for today? You'd have been mad to buy it because you pretty much just walked onto anything anywhere. Or you walked to the point where the quick queue joins the normal queue.
Yeah.
So it didn't really work. But for me, like, beforehand, if we didn't have that, I'd have been going, oh God, what the queue's going to be like. So it did take the worry away from it. And it just happened to be a quiet day today. You don't know that when you're booking it.
Yeah.
So it would be a gamble.
Yeah, and I've watched vlogs from very recently at Busch Gardens where people have been saying that queues, 40 minutes to do a ride. So we were very lucky that most of the time it was like 20 minutes, 15 minutes on most of the rides anyway. But still worth knowing that you can find, if you're booking at the right time, you can get those tickets and those passes for cheaper.
It's worth a gamble,
Yeah.
isn't it, when you're getting them at those prices.
And then the best money that we spent today was definitely, in advance, was definitely the Serengeti Safari. We both loved that, didn't
It
we?
was so good, yeah. And like the giraffes are literally like, I was stood there at one point and the giraffe was literally like, well, yeah, like that. And then like I was stood there and it was like knocking into me, not in an aggressive way. They're not really aggressive animals, are they? But you know, it was just like knocking into me because you're not allowed to touch them. But I guess, well, I'm the one that stood still.
Yeah.
Didn't seem bothered by touching me.
Yeah. But yeah, a brilliant experience. I loved
Yeah.
every moment of it. I think half an hour was just about right in terms of the length of that, because it meant that we got to do it without kind of detracting from the rest of the day and having to worry about fitting it in. So that was booked in advance. I booked the time slot in advance as well. Very easy to follow the instructions where you have to join and meet everyone to do it. Yeah, really, really good.
I've just really enjoyed my day overall at Busch Gardens. It was maybe better than I thought it was going to be. Shame that so many rides were closed, because at first I think I was like, yeah, fair enough. But actually I think too many rides were closed.
Yeah, yeah. And like we said, some of that was planned maintenance, so it is the off season. So of course they're going to do their maintenance then. But yeah, I think all in all there was like five or six of like the coasters or bigger rides that were out of action today. And you could kind of tell because you kind of walk through whole areas and be like, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
So, that being said, we didn't do any of the kids or family stuff. We didn't do any of the shows. So I think, you know, if you're going for more of the animal stuff, that wouldn't have impacted on you. but certainly for us it was noticeable. Now, the question going into today, we were going to Busch Gardens, I had was how does it compare to Walt Disney World and Universal? And should you consider going and trying Busch Gardens if you enjoy those parks? So I would say if you enjoy Universal and you like the coasters there, so if you like Hulk, if you like Rip Ride Rocket, soon to be RIP Rip Ride Rocket, if you like Velocicoaster, then yeah, get yourself over to Tampa, get yourself to Busch Gardens, because I suspect you'll have a good time as we have.
Yeah, I would say that out of Disney, Universal, Busch Gardens definitely has the most thrill rides, the more coasters. Yeah, look, a lot of the rides are big rides, aren't they?
Yeah. Now, in comparison to any of the Disney parks, we did comment a few times during the day that staffing levels were a lot lower, and so where you would have cast members, you know, around Disney just to kind of help direct you or to manage queues or any of those things, that was definitely lacking today at Busch Gardens. Whether or not that's just because it was a quieter day, whether or not that's just how they save money and that's how they do it, I don't know. Yeah, and we also commented that the cleanliness of the toilets overall just wasn't as clean as you would get in a Disney park. So, you know, it's not Disney. It's not got the whole like fairy tale magic.
There's no magic.
No.
There's no magic. It's not. They're not trying to either. They're not trying to fool anybody.
And
are
like
they?
none of the rides, as far as I'm aware, have like storylines to them. They are just coasters themed on different animals, which is kind of a loose theming.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But if you enjoy Hollywood Studios, if you enjoy Animal Kingdom, then I think again you would have a good time at Busch Gardens, and you should check it out.
Yeah. I would recommend that anyone who likes coasters and stuff should go.
So I'm glad that we've been. I'm sure that we'll be back to Busch Gardens some point in the future. Not on our next trip, and probably like not every time. But I look forward to going back, maybe at a different time of year when some of those other rides might be open. But that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye.
Bye.